Evening everyone, how are we all doing? Welcome along. Hope we're all well and had a good weekend. So we're going to pick up where we left off Friday night on here. Hopefully, all being well. And everything behaves. Evening Massey, how are we doing? Welcome along. Let's get rid of this sorghum first. Peas to get rid of, if I remember correctly, which will put some new productions to use. I'm okay, thanks. Glad to have been in the warm today. A few mishaps the AI on the game today when I've been recording video or two. I need to learn what stop signs mean. This trail of sorghum, then go and retrieve the other one. Evening Sonata, how are we doing? Welcome along. I know there's not another full trailer there. Yeah, it does need a bit of a tidy up at the moment. Oh, okay, thanks. Still find a few little bugs here and there. Not many. Not that I got many tractors here to have a tidy up with at the moment. Do need to do the NVIDIA update. Keep forgetting about that. Just let this load in. I'll stop stuttering then. There we go. Got a couple of useful mods out now, so we're away again with some of them. The round baler extension and the round wrap bales. That's strange. Must admit I'm avoiding any non-mod hub mods at the moment, just to be on the safe side. This combine once we've emptied it. And put in a small production plant for the peas. It's strange. Not come across that one or even seen that one mentioned anywhere. Okay, there's nothing in this combine, so it's alright. This back to our already cluttered up yard. I think we're going to have to adapt the yard with a bit more space somehow. Well, actually we don't need this head because we could use the conventional one for sorghum in future. So we could get rid of that as well. That removes some more clutter. So we're only testing that one out. Well, hopefully that's not going to show up again. I can't want to actually stay there for now, because we're going to go and get a corn header shortly. I swear it's this tractor was causing that at times. It's only this one that seems to do that. Hey Austin, welcome along. Yeah, I'm sure there will be. We know the update's being worked on. It's just a lot of bug reports to wade through at the same time to get them sorted. Has anyone else actually used this track to experience that stuttering when you go in cab with this? Get tipping from the right place this time. That'll empty quicker. Right, won't be long till we need that trailer again. Just drop that there. Get rid of these. Not sure on that one. I know Steam and Giant Shop purchases are or will work with each other. Not sure if the One Game Pass will though, because I don't actually use Steam. Well, not for this anyway. In fact, there's very few things I use Steam for. Welcome along, LC. How are we doing? Next time I take a sip of Pepsi, I'll try not to choke myself on it. Doesn't tend to go down very well. Should be able to park this alongside those bales, hopefully. Whereas I kind of hate using Steam a lot of the time. Especially for this, because people can't use my code on Steam. I think this tractor's going to have to go. It seems to be causing problems. Hey Nathan, welcome along. Hope you're well and not broken anything today, especially given the age of the tractor you've been driving. that's a good start then. Certainly weren't a Kubota you were driving today. Running out of ideas of places where to put things at the minute. I tend to find when the word horses is used, getting roped in tends to happen quite often. Not going to say too much on that subject, so I might drop myself right in it. And if you think Nathan's comment is bad, you should know what was going through my head to say. There for now. So I decide whether to get rid of that tractor or not. See if we can get something which doesn't stutter in the cab. Right, so we've got a trailer full of peas. What needs something done with it? No, it was more about what's more trouble, the horse or the owner. It's my experience is usually the thing that owns the horse is more trouble than the horse itself. I do like the how the loads sit in the trailers now. Well, most of the ones I've met do, anyway. I didn't necessarily say it had to be girls either. So I'm going to put a production point down here, is the plan. That poor guy. Just a cheap production point. You mean the bits of hay and straw horsey aroma don't do that by themselves? Level this a bit in a second. Take your word for that, I wouldn't know on either subject. I'm not into either of them. Let's see if this works. It says it takes P's. That's a lot of P's for a small production plant. I think we better get a forklift down there as well for these greenhouses. We've finished with the peas. I suppose we could just get pallet tines for the Kubota loader we've got there. I know there is a store deliveries mod on FBM at the minute, but as I said earlier, I'm a bit nervous about using anything third party currently. Hey Bob, welcome along. Hope you're well. Get rid of the P vinyl then as well, because we've done the P field. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking for the time being. It's going to be a while before we see any proper mods out which aren't just script or code related. For the most part anyway. Maybe one or two come out from certain people. I've not tried doing spinach, Bob, at all. Done peas and beans now, but not spinach. Seem to remember there being something said somewhere about contracts on that, though. Evening, Milton. Welcome along. Let's just get this tipped. Let's have a look. Try that one instead. No spinach contracts on there, unfortunately, so I can't try one for you at the moment, just to see what happens. Even know if there's actually any spinach on here to harvest. If you are getting problems like that, make sure you report them on the bug report tool. If they aren't reported, Giants can't do anything about them. Chances are someone else has reported them, but they'll just make sure to do it. Yeah, that is a known bug. That's been reported a few times by the partners. Let's go find us some pallet forks. Evening 1174, welcome along. Hope you're well. It's a sedentary drive up to the shop here. Not sure how long you have to wait for the update. But I've not seen any mention of the problems you were having, Milton, in where the few of us can see. I did mention it to someone yesterday though who's involved. I don't do many contracts, if I'm honest. I know there's bugs in the contracts at the minute, so I'm trying to avoid them where possible. Be so lucky next time if we lose a save game. That might take the backups out as well. What time of day is it 1174? Just out of interest. Is there any specific time of day you're getting those problems? in game, time of day in real life is not going to affect in-game texture flashes. Well, I would hope it didn't. Unless you've been on too many of Scotland's finest produce. Right, okay, you get them all the time. So I've had it once on Riverbend, and that was sort of evening time on the map, sort of 6-7 o'clock time. Just check your graphics drives are up to date for one thing, if that is happening. I know a few people are saying it is this particular map. Most of the stuttering problems I've had seem to centre around the 9S. Yeah, that fits to when I had it in the evening time on here. Just a flicker across the screen. If you haven't got any necessity, go to 40 series, try and get a 30 series because they're quite good value for money. When I changed mine a while back, the 40 series is just out, but I get a lot better graphics card to drop back to the 30 series. It's not how everyone would do it, but worked for me. Wish pallet forks were that easy to adjust in real life. You know, get out and slide the things along manually. Not sure if that takes them or not. We'll find out in a second. Now, tomatoes are the one thing it doesn't take. I hope that means more than 100 Ps, because there'll be a lot of cans if it's 100 Ps. Yeah, I've had that happen as well, Bob. Especially JCB's finest pallet forks, which I think was dreamt up to torture operators to get them on. on the loader. Pop that one back in there for now. Nothing to see here, they are on the forks just. May need a bit of landscape and get rid of this ramp out the front here. Just terrified of you with a chainsaw, that's all that is. They know what you want to do to them. Yeah, I did wonder there, Bob, if you got the right person. So what else will this plant take? Spring onions. Yep, we got them. Everything else I think we're going to have to load up on the trailer to sell. It's coming. There's more coming. We just need to be patient at the moment. That's alright then. Still need to reinstall the gold harvester in the McDon pack. Got them, they just didn't activate properly when I installed the early access. I know a few people or further partners had problems with. Right, so we can get rid of the P harvester. Done with that. Get this back up to the yard. Got no stuttering in cab with this tractor. So must be that Massey. Sure, I'm going to put this trailer at the moment. I think I end up having to put another barn up somewhere here before long. Go get this sprayer back. Tidy up the buffalo pen. Have a think what we can swap the Massey for as well of the same sort of horsepower. Be around 400 horsepower to compete with that tractor. Seems just about every time we've used it we've had that stuttering, so there's obviously an issue with it. So we'll report that one. No, we do not need to get a Vultra. You're lucky that thing's been removed from Nightbot. Pretty much guarantee it will not be a Vultra. Just because I've taken that word off my blacklist doesn't mean you can suggest it. You can go back on there again. Ain't one big enough, Sonata. That's the problem. If there was, we'd have a look at her. They're either too small or too big. Yeah, I think it'll change. You can tell who's new to the channel, who knows, doesn't know about the history of Ultras, can't you? Was it early 22 or late 19? I used to sink them in ponds and rivers or anywhere I could drown them. Such as my dislike of Ultras. Is it possible to drown a tractor? If you put enough water, I think it is. Don't tend to run too well. Maybe submerged is a better term. Let's look, get censored by YouTube for saying submerged. Wouldn't be a farm with the letter G in the name, would it, Massey? Yeah, I thought that's sometime around there, Milton. If I remember rightly, is it Thuringian Oberland was the map with the deepest water to do it on? Oh yes, train track was quite impressive as well. Oh yes, they do, don't they? I think it's a just fit through the gate. Let's give the buffalo a squirt of herbicide. At least we know we've got to make sure there's no weeds in the fields when we place a livestock pen. As long as we get most of the weeds, it's fine. Still like looking like this. And you can't spray the weeds in a livestock pen, that's even better. So once they're in there, you're stuck with them. Let's hope they die off during the winter in there. So we have to put up with the weeds for now. That's less than ideal. I've had them on demo in the past where I've worked previously, I just don't like them. Plus, as Milton says, it's it was to wind someone up. He used to be one of my regulars as well. Now it's not so much the tractor I dislike as the dealer for Voltra. Yeah, let's go with that. It's rewilded. It's a rewilded area. Let's go woke. Right, so let's look in the shop. Tractor options around 400 horsepower. Well, there is the Vultra. But, yeah, I just can't bring myself. I'll go with that 1174. Hey, I'm all for the birds and the bees. I just can't bring myself to do it. Yeah, we did have fun back then. And we got the FS22. I mean, if you go back to FS22, I was quite a fan of the Q series they put in there. The T series is one I demoed a couple of times in the past and really didn't like a few things on it. Where they've changed them now. It's not one I need to worry about. Yeah, I don't like that S series, just the look of it. They are okay, they'd be alright, just a bit on the long side. Mind you, most of the others we'd look at around that size are a bit along the snout area. With the exception of the 7R. That's fighting talk, Sonata. Same case, that is real fighting talk in here. More tires and weights. We seem to be missing something. I was a case salesman last year selling case tractors. You're not going to convince me that they're not a good tractor, unfortunately. I mean, that's probably the most compact one we could get. $345,000 for that. Or is it New Holland? It's just case. Big case. To be fair, I haven't tried the Magnum. Probably not with crawler track because it's going to lose all the steering lock. There's got to be a wide wheel option in there somewhere, surely. There we go. Is that the only one that's got wide wheels? Okay, Magnum 380 CVX drive. Get rid of that. Let's sell the Massey now. That's never a good thing if tractors start doing that. I just need a big weight for it. Where's Nathan? He's an expert on big front weights. That's nowhere near big enough for Magnum. I have Austin. Had to be done. Can bring the rolls back with this. Go in cab in a second to see what this one does. It's a nice lightweight rolling tractor after all. It's Vardestat, Austin. I suppose you could pull things with goats, especially pygmy goats. So we're going to put this tractor straight to work. Did go right over top of a car yesterday with the tractor and trailer. Tried to turn across in front of me. It's a shame they don't sort of crush down if you do that in game. They add a new level of amusement to it. Definitely no stuttering in cab with this one. Trouble is, 1174, they haven't got that growl anymore. Thanks to the lovely government juice on them and all the emissions stuff. Few fields to go out with this. Just need to check the map and see if there's a quick way of getting to one of them. Still trying to find my way around this map. Yeah, I can imagine. The traffic in this doesn't stop for anything. Mist and fog down there. Yeah, I imagine it does. Which way is it going to have us try and plough this field with GPS? Maybe have the lines on for this one to start with. No denying the ground deformation with this tractor. Sitting in that furrow quite nicely for the most part. And got a good match with these two. Whether I'm pulling far enough into the headlands with them. Should be, I think. Yes, they are. All 6 cylinders. A couple of them around this way. One of them's a road track. Playing is a lot more enjoyable in 25. The early MX Magnums which had the best sound. The previous 7000 series ones had a good sound as well. Just have a look up there and see where we need to get to. Ew, electric tractors. That'll be no fun at all. I'm going to be sticking to diesel for as long as I can with anything. I think my AMROC is an Eco Warrior's worst nightmare as it is. Well, I'll not think about that, to be fair. Should have known we'd finish up at odds to each other on it. Yeah, so's my AMROC actually. 3 litre AMROC is also compliant. Not that I intend on going anywhere with those zones if I can help it. Yeah, that's funny. I'm not personally messy. As much as I'd love to, I can't stand the place. That's interesting. Why are the lines not matching up? Came off GPS. I can agree with that one. I think that applies to a lot of us involved with farming. Good plan, Millen. Yeah, unfortunately you can't get manual in the AMROC. Not the 3 litres, even back when mine was made. Or the previous Discovery 4 I had. That does not surprise me at all. I don't think the government quite realise the hornet's nest they've stirred up yet. Not a bad vehicle, Massey. I've not had a TD5 Discovery. I've had 3 TD5 Defenders and one of the last of the 300 TDI Discoveries, plus one of the last of the SDV6 Discovery 4s. And the scattering of 300 TDI Defenders. Yeah, TD5 is easy to play with. The only problem with TD5 Discoveries now is they're getting a bit long in the tooth. Try and find one without corrosion issues could be a problem. I mean, the youngest ones are now going to be maybe 20 years old. As long as with the TD5 you change the injector wire loom regularly, you should be alright. I mean, if I was in a position, I'd love a TD5 Defender again. No emissions stuff to deal with. You pretty much work on them yourself. I found the TD5 more reliable than the 300 TDI Defender I had. Trouble is, some of the tidy Discovery 2s coming up are grey imports, which means they're autos. Yeah, trust me, it's tempting, Melon. Biggest problem now I'm not doing the miles I was is the frequency in which the DPF light comes on my Hamrock. Consider when I was doing sales I could put 2 tankfuls of diesel a week in. Now I'm doing 2 tankfuls a month, if that. Oh no, they're a very nice one, 1174. If Daihatsu still kept making them, they'd have still sold them by the bucketful over here. No matter how you drove them, they always done the same fuel economy. Whether they're towing, if you drive them hard, or what you've done to them. And the most reliable trucks I ever had was a 1994 Trac. All it cost me in 3 years was a light bulb. And I'd done 150,000 miles. I couldn't believe how many miles I'd done when they MOT'd it because of the emissions it used to have. Just the parts were flying colours all the time. So few of them left about now. I haven't got full of tin worm though. Biggest problem before Trac was parts prices if you did need them. It's the second one I had a clutch fork going and they were not cheap. At 10 times the price of one for a Defender. Yeah, that was a commercial one I had, the second one. All that had to go wrong with it was a clutch and clutch fork. To be fair, the clutch fork went and we said, well, we're in there, we'll just do the clutch as well. It just didn't go wrong as a rule. Yeah, I think rust was the biggest problem with them everywhere. Saying that, the two I had never had any issues with it, yet my mate's one did. Ooh, that's not good. The biggest bill I had for a Defender, other than the engine rebuild on the 300 TDI, was a clutch on the TD5. Because when they done the clutch, the transfer box and gearbox also needed changing. But you take those three as a wear and part on a Defender, especially at 100,000 miles. Yeah, those larders just seem to go anywhere. I can remember getting my 4-track stuck in a harvest field. That's when we found out that the wheelbase is exactly the same distance apart as what a 72-inch tramline is. So we've got the front wheels in one set of ruts and the back wheels in the other set, and needed pulling out of them. Just sat there on the chassis. Several years ago now. Never owned a larder personally. I know people who have though. Is that the one my mate had for the Cossack? I doubt there's many of them about these days. Yeah, they weren't the best looking vehicle. Yeah, they also weren't available in the best colours. Yeah, that tends to stop most vehicles, unfortunately. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually enjoy ploughing in the game now. Now it's more immersive than just some patterns on the field. Sounds about right. When we think about the engineering standards when they're built in their own countries, it would fit one, unfortunately. GPS and the plough together are great now. And this tractor's a lot more fun to play with than the Massey. It's better still. You can get it as a on-land plough. Can be both Massey. I used to sell them. You get an in-furrow version only, or in-furrow and on-land, if I remember correctly, with them. It's been nearly a year ago now. Never did get as far as having one up this way on demo, unfortunately. They'd only just sort of started to come out as I finished. Evening, Spencer, how are we doing? Well, it's just not good enough. I expect better of someone with 6 fingers. To be honest, I actually prefer in furrow than on top. And then well, it's baldy interweb to 6-fingered. I'll have to have a look at that then, Sonata. Sure Milton can sort that one out though. Why, thank you. Though quite how you know that, Spencer, I don't know. What, you've been peeping through windows or talking to girlfriends? Is that sort of down Huntingdon way, Massey? Yeah, we're just talking about the rally tomorrow before you came in, Spencer. Try to think who's down there now, because previous life I used to cover all of East Anglia for work. There's one or two big ones down that way. No, I'm not. I'm allergic to London. Wish I'd love to go. I couldn't handle that volume of people or the London itself. That will be fun for you. Don't go getting arrested. Yeah, PX down there, Ag Reserves, Davies, a few others sort of south of Cambridge. One of the few real life farming YouTube channels I do watch now is PX Farms. I think James has got it down to fine art on his videos now. Yeah, I know they're a big company. As long as it's a green tractor for the most part. Yeah, I wasn't going to get into their background, Massey, just in case. I've done a demo on a farm opposite one of theirs in the past. Somewhere they put a lot of hours in 6 days a week, but not that 7th day. Nothing surprises me with some MPs, Spencer, whatsoever. I mean, normally we wouldn't mention politics in here, but this subject we can get away with for obvious reasons. Yeah, I know you do, Spencer, but trust me, them and the ones you get on with are, or have been working for, a world apart. Well, I'm sure Spencer will be filling up Facebook with various videos and things tomorrow. Certainly is 1174. And any others in the countryside are the ones who are going to pay for it. I'll let him get away with it, Milton. It's farming related this time, I'll tolerate it. Anyone who's going to London tomorrow, I just hope it goes all okay. I done the Liberty and Livelihood march over 20 years ago now in London, Countryside Alliance, a long while ago. Unfortunately that didn't get us very far either. That was to do with the current incumbent party as well. Okay, Nightbot's telling us off about no politics talk, but I'm going to overrule him anyway, this time. It is Massey, unfortunately. I'm old enough to remember the last time. That's my biggest fear, Spencer, that's going to get a certain type attached to it who've got no interest in what the protest or march or rally is about. They're just generic troublemakers. If they get involved, the ones who go to all that sort of thing to cause trouble, we've got a problem. Yeah, and that's the sort of thing we don't want tomorrow. Don't want to go to the lengths of the European lot just yet. Now, any trouble and it's just going to backfire spectacularly on us. Let's not forget it's not just farmers being affected, it's other small businesses. Oh yes. Once they start, they mean business over there. Everyone's got to be on their best behaviour tomorrow down there, otherwise it is going to be trouble. I'm sure that it's not quite what it's about at the moment, but I'm sure that'll lead to it. Yeah, it's a lot better, isn't it, Nathan? Now you've actually got that furrow you're sitting in, it makes all the difference. That can be done, Massey. It can be done. Yeah, I don't think they quite realise that something that size is not to be stopped by 3 police cars. I quite believe that, Spencer. And I would say if I was someone's employer who messed it about tomorrow and caused a problem, I'd be thinking that way as well. No, it's not. I think tomorrow's just got to be about best behaviour. If nothing happens afterwards or no one listens, then it gets escalated. From what I'm reading anyway. I think the problem is, Massey, a lot of the public don't quite realise. They see farmers as rich, without actually realising that all their money is tied up in machines and land. So it's only on paper. Actual cash in the bank is minimal. Nor do they realise just how much some of this stuff costs. Yeah, I know of several farms over here, Sonata, where the wife or partner's money supports the farm income. Yes, I did see the news clip, if you mean the one about the missiles in the background. But they got the wrong VT for it. That is the biggest problem in this country, it seems, 1174, getting people to stand together. I mean, we've got a lot of them around this area will sort of support each other. It's the odd one though, I'll pull the opposite direction. And some areas seem worse than others, Milton, unfortunately. think the next step people are saying over here is that farmers won't clear the snow off the road during the winter if it happens. It's barely financially viable on what the councils want to pay anyway. Especially if they want you to run on white diesel doing it now. Oh, I remember your MG. Welcome along. Sediment Experience, that's a new one. I certainly do remember your other name. Oh, I agree with you, 1174. I think we've got someone who is on the par with him, but is getting support behind him. I'm good, thanks. Yourself? Yeah, that I have seen massing, that is going on, and the water companies are terrified of that one. If I remember correctly, London have got about 5 days storage for that, then they've got a problem. Yeah. We've got to be smart about the way we do it. Yeah, I thought that's what the protests are about, Milton. What I saw earlier. If anyone isn't 100% sure on what we're talking about, I say PX Farm's video from Sunday is well worth a watch about the new rule changes for the IHT, APR and BPR. No comments, Sonata. My comments could get me taken off YouTube. Or certainly demonetised. Got to be so careful what you say these days. No, that's my biggest thing as well. 1174, that one. I'm not sure high and mighty is the term I'd use for them. Yeah, we can't be too controversial on here. They certainly get things done alright over there. Well, that's the last field end on this one anyway. That leaves 5 times around the headlands then. Should be about right. If I remember right, I used to leave about 5 widths of my lamp conversion on this plough in real life. Well, that's a 7 furrow. I like that quote. This is where the plough furrows go haywire. Due to the lack of angles. Field looks so nice ploughed through the middle, and the headlands have kind of spoiled it. No, let's not go there. Play nice. You used to have these special hats with pointy horns on. Oh, it's one or two I'll be dubious of these days with that one, but there we go. I mean, if the Jeremy card shot had been a thing back then, they'd have took one look, thought, well, if that's the best they got trough, we ain't going to that country. Well, we must have got the headlands right, because we haven't missed anything up there. And I don't spoil the illusion. Was that not what they meant by horny people from Norway? Yeah, I can see that makes sense for some of them. So if we don't see Spencer tomorrow night, we know he's been arrested in London. Or abducted. Yeah, I can see that would make sense, 1174. Makes perfect sense. on to Milton's pet subject, hair history. Let's hope we can get better terrain angles once we start getting some mod maps through. Might sort me low front furrow out then. Well, I can understand that philosophy, 1174. So sort of explain some of the beards going around over here these days. Ooh, they're a thing all to themselves, 1174. Man buns. I have a curve for them, but I'll probably get me demonetized to say it, so I'll behave. Please tell me there's no one in my chat has got a mullet. Yeah, I think there is that to it. Don't know which direction that's turned though. Hope it turns back the other way at some point and corrects itself. Yeah, I think you're almost right there, Milton, unfortunately. Never tried to milk a soybean, so I'm not quite sure you get milk from them. Rather than squash them, adding water to them, then call them the substance milk. Anyway, soy milk tastes disgustingly. Can't stand the stuff. So the question, some things you mentioned there. I had a feeling you were going to say that, Milt, for some reason. I'm definitely liking this track a lot more than Massey we had. Clothes get a lot of wear on it though. If you start tweeting snarty, you might get in the country and get sent straight to the loony bin. Seems to be getting a bit foggy. Hopefully some form of proceed won't be too long before it arrives back in the game. Oh, she didn't mean tweeting like a canary then. you're not allowed to tell the truth these days. People get offended. I know what you meant. I'm just trying to be deliberately obtuse and sarcastic. Love the reflections on the side of these vehicles now. I'm good at causing offence. That's why I'm being careful in my live streams. Glad that's not really a thing. Yeah, they are. Dynamic lights now, which is a big change. Oh, so you'd really love Newmarket then, Sonata. Are you saying he's like Mr. Fraser, Milton? Unfortunately, in today's world, you can't just say to someone, grow a pair and toughen up if they get offended, because that causes offence. Just get these headlands done, then we'll finish for tonight on here. So we plan on going till 9 o'clock originally, but I thought we'd get this field done. I think it's the biggest field we've got to do anyway. you just can't do that anymore though. Yeah, but who could you log and Jonesy to? That's the thing. Don't forget, a lot of that was filmed in Norfolk. And a lower low for that reason. For that church they used in lower low is probably less than 5 miles away from me. Looks a bit different these days, but it's still there, still in use. It's a bit different around the front of it. Don't know about that one, 1174. I believe they do. Well, we know who Pike is, don't we, Milton? There's only got to be one contender as Pike, hasn't there? You got 1174. It has to be. It's the only person it can be. Nice bit of driving there by that car. It's a bit bumpy there. The lighting is so much better in 25. That sun keeps coming out now as we're going around the field. I think that sign might be going missing in a second. Not sure about the warden. I mean, Six Fingers must have disappeared, otherwise he would have probably come in with a response to our comments there. That would make sense. I don't know if I dare ask that, Milton. Voldemort? No, Milton. Oh, I see. I still think the best one in Discord is where I changed everyone's names to varieties of potatoes a long while ago now. Or when someone else was changing names and I changed theirs to grot bags. Then made it so people couldn't change their names back again. That was quite amusing. Yeah, I did think so. They didn't. Name changing stop though. See how the fog is sort of moving around down the bottom there. mud on the tyres looks really good as well now. A lot better. Look at that. Yeah, they have. And that's really good with the mud in there like that. Yeah, anyone who says there's no big improvements needs to look again. I'd love to see a bus do a turn like that in real life. Yeah, I mean, talking to some other well-known names, or who used to be well-known names yesterday in the community, all saying the same thing. It's probably one of the least buggy releases for a long while. Compared to two of the previous versions. But with that field done, I think that's a good place to stop for tonight now. So probably won't be anything tomorrow night. It might be Wednesday before we do anything else, but that could change because I am on holiday from work all this week. So for now I'm going to say thank you for watching the stream tonight. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again in the next one. Goodbye for now.